Har Cadaad, the capital of Somaliland. Let's look at the big map. So here's the airport, Igal Airport. So we're going to fly 20 miles directly west, which makes it pretty easy to find this intersection where three roads meet. Not as easy to see as it looks on the street map. Let's look at the satellite imagery. You can see the roads are pretty faint, but there is a collection of buildings there, and it's surrounded by farmland. So hopefully we'll be able to spot that. Second waypoint, the Royal Palace, which, as we can see in the satellite image, is going to be hopefully easy to see. It's on the road, northwest rectangle, buildings at the north, cultivation in the middle. So hopefully we can spot that. And thirdly, two prominent landmarks which are hard to see. There's a hill there. Let's get the topographic map up. Here we go. So I've marked the north hill, and they're in a pair. As I've said, they're Naasa Hablood is the name. So two large granite hills. Looks like a lake to the south of them as well. Then back to the city and the airport. Very close, only 5 miles. So there we go. Fly west, fly northeast, find the palace. Fly east, find the two hills. In the process, have a look at the capital city of Somaliland. So let's get cracking.
Taking off from runway 24 at Har Cadaad in Somaliland. Full throttle. Wheel brake off. Rolling. Pretty strong crosswind here. 40 knots. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 rotate, and climbing out. Gear is travelling up, flaps up. Just going for 200 knots, and we're turning right to bearing 273 to our first waypoint. Okay, I'll just get the trim sorted out. There's the capital city of Har Cadaad, and those two peaks in the distance we're coming back to as our third waypoint. Okay.
3007 leaving my airspace, frequency change to 2.
Our Naasa Tower, Big 007, frequency change.
Right, so let's try to get on track. Pretty much following this river out to the west here. Driving into the sunlight, so we can see wherever there are trees there's bound to be some water, so you can kind of see that river tracking off in the distance there. Even if there's no water in it at the moment, it's visible. It's kind of a handy thing in deserts to look for is trees. Beautiful colours. Camera. Yep, gorgeous colours there. As every artist knows, all the colours of the human skin are found in these earth rocks. Ochre, yellow ochre, red ochre, and everything in between. So there must be some evolutionary fact behind that, I guess, that our skin colours are so close to these earth colours. Okay, so the first turn point we can see is this kind of clearing coming up. It's a town surrounded by some farmland. I'm just going to swing to the left a bit, and it's going to look like that. I guess they're what they call kraals, K-R-A-A-L-S. House surrounded by a thicket fence, or a thistle fence, thorn fence, that's what I'm looking for. Keep the lines out, I guess. That's it, that's our turn point. So round about here. Pretty hard to see the roads, but anyway, this is near enough. Now we're going to turn to about heading 070 to find the Royal Palace. It's a pretty hard turn here. And we're back on track. Gorgeous colours. I'll get the wingtip cam onto that. Unfortunately, there's a few clouds there hiding the glorious colours. I'll send the drone out later and get some snaps. They're rather subdued when they're in the shade. As you can see out there, though, it looks glorious with the sunlight on it. Anyway, we're flying with the real weather and makes it more interesting. So about 5 miles now, just coming south slightly so we can get the left camera onto the palace and also slow down a bit. Let's get that camera out. Here we go. So somewhere up here, there's the road. And I'm going to swing pretty close to it. I think I can see it. It's a compound. Yep, there it is. Rectangular shaped. Not super clear, but that's the right shape and size. That's it. That's the Royal Palace. Cool. Right, now heading pretty much directly east past this hill to pick up those two distinctive features near the town of Har Cadaad. A little bit of water over there. And just see the hills appearing on the horizon now. At least one of them. There we go, you can just see the two of them appearing. About 1 o'clock. The capital again, heading along the north side of that. So let's slow up as we approach these hills. Let's get the GoPro onto them. There they are. It's a shame they're in shadow. As I said, I'll send the drone out later to get some snaps when it clears up a little. But let's get a picture of that. Done. And I can see why they have the name that they do. Awesome. Okay, let's... it's an optical illusion here. It looks like we can see the coast, but we're not that close to it. So, just follow this river back to town. The airport, which is pretty much off our nose now. Let's get permission to land. That's the one.
Our Naasa Tower makes 007 miles northeast 5,500 feet to land.
Make 007 for Naasa Tower. Altimeter 2983 with 218 and 24. Flight grade and runway 24.
Cool. We're heading downwind at the moment.
Make 007 with 218 and 24. Clear to land runway 24.
Clear to land runway 24, make 007.
Cool. Let's land and I'll send the drone up to get some footage once the clouds dissipate somewhat. Coming to crosswind. So it's 4,500 feet. We're about 5-6, so that's pretty good. 1,000 feet for the pattern altitude. Heading downwind. No taxiways there. Just got to drive down the runway, which is fine. Okay, let's get set up for landing. Gear down. Turning to final. Flaps full. Speed leading off quickly, 204 knots, throttle to idle, get the trim set, 187, gears coming down now, we can hear it, got 3 greens, 168 knots. 500 feet above the runway, bit of turbulence there. I think I'll just keep the speed brake retracted, coming in fast, but that's okay. 131 knots at the threshold, 20 knots fast. Settling slowly, 114, I'm going to flare a bit. Touchdown at 102, it's not too bad. Keep the stick back for some aerodynamic braking, but it keeps wanting to fly again. Interesting. Okay, flaps up. I think this is our exit here. Yeah.
Taxiway.
Very good. Well, that was short and simple, which is not a bad thing.
6007 contact ground on 118.7.
And I don't think I'll contact them because we're pretty much here. I'll park near the fuel stand, I think. Stop right there, wheel brakes on. Cool.